Hi, I'm Adeth and I'm a black punk, and this is my Nokia 6 Android Nougat 7.1 user experience review. But before I start, let me tell you something. This is a punishment for all you guys who have left Nokia. Because of your decision to switch to another brand, you have failed to let Nokia build on the Windows Phone platform, which in turn the app developers have also gave up because of you guys. Windows Phone OS was a very difficult platform to develop even the simplest of apps, and we have waited for many years and we can then get some real good apps, but it all died. Right in front of you, you see my collection over the last 6 years. I have the Nokia Lumia 800, which was running Windows Phone 7. Then I have the Nokia 920, which was the flagship for Windows Phone 8 at that point of time. And then Microsoft bought over Nokia and it became the Microsoft 640. And in my country, Singapore, the Microsoft 950 XL was supposed to come in, but it didn't come at all, and we were all left with this 640. And now, after 6 years since the Lumia 800, we have the Nokia 6. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Nokia 6. We have been waiting for this phone for maybe 10 years. When the Nokia xpressmusic 5800 was released, it was marketed as an iPhone killer. But that did not happen because the iPhone 3 was an amazing piece of hardware at the time. Nokia was struggling with the Symbian OS back then, and the people were looking for a phone that could utilize the 3G data lifestyle. The downside of this phone at this point of time are the lack of many features that have been around in devices over the past few years. So one of which is the lack of the glance screen function and the double tap to wake up. For example, this, you don't see anything here, you can't wake them up with a double tap. But fortunately, with the fingerprint sensor function, we can easily unlock the phone like this. Nokia has chosen not to optimize the OS of the phone at launch, and we have this dull looking blue color row icons at the bottom here, but the rest of the apps still appear nicely on the home page. These are some of the widgets that I use in the course of my work, and I want to assure you that these widgets will work on the Nokia 6 just like any other Android Nougat phones. Now the phone looks beautiful. It has a nice big 5.5-inch frame. The IPS screen does not look too good at first glance, but turns out quite well after initializing the new phone. I chose to adjust the display settings. Yep, here you go. The display size of small, so that I can see more of the apps and use it more effectively. Watching YouTube on this phone is a very satisfying experience. Some 30 frames per second videos appear as fluid than the regular 30 frames per second videos, and the 60 frames per second video appear at greater fluidity. I have yet to compare this with other Nougat phones. At the same time, I miss the old Lumia Pure Motion HD Plus and Clear Black technology of the Lumia series. And at this point of time, there is no orange and blue color balance correction option. Let me show you an example of a 60 frame per second video on YouTube.
What is the cabal doing to the traveler?
Alright, it's taken from Destiny 2 Homecoming Data.
lot better. Hold this line until the last civilians. Incoming! Fall back to my feet! Don't let them pass the gate. The evac shuttles are back there.
Alright. There you have it. It looks rock solid. There's a feature that is a real pain to access, and that is the call forwarding function. In the current settings, you have to navigate a series of menus to activate it. So you have to go to phone, settings, and this is the tricky part. Most of the optimized phones have the call forwarding somewhere near call blocking, but it's actually under calling accounts. Then you go to click on your carrier, and then you go to select UIM and SIM card. Then you go to GSM call settings, and there you have your call forwarding. And another issue is that the safe emergency information is not being displayed at the lock screen. So if you press on emergency here, you see nothing but the emergency dialer, which defeats the purpose. So Nokia has to fix this. The battery life is expected not to last, and majority of the usage goes to the screen itself. But with modern smartphones, I would recommend you to get another device so that you can divide the battery usage throughout the day, if you're not keen to use the power banks. Just like myself, the phones were meant to stay connected with people, and if you were to use it for any serious mobile activity, I would suggest using a tablet. This Taiwanese copy lacks NFC support, but I'm okay with it because I really wanted the Nokia 6 and I didn't want to wait for the global version, since there is no official Nokia Stores in Singapore. But I must say that I am very impressed that I can connect my PlayStation 4 controllers to the tablet, be it the original or the newer PS4 Pro controllers. It was an exclusive connectivity feature that was isolated to the Sony Xperia devices years before. And let me show you. Alright. But however, there are instances where when the controller is the controller input will have severe delays and sluggishness after a short period of connectivity. But for gaming, it looks quite decent. Can't really expect much from this mid-tier phone. But let's try a 60 frame per second game and see it for yourself. This game does has controller support, but it's not working well with the PS4 controller, So very good 60 frame per second graphics. surprisingly well on the Nokia 6. Also because it's just a 2D, 2.5D kind of platformer. Alright. Now for multitasking, it is a little troublesome, you have to scroll all the way up, then you can access the clear all function. Yep. And this Taiwanese copy comes with 32 gig memory capacity and 4 gig RAM. The global variant comes with 3 gig for the non-limited edition versions. And at first I was skeptical about the Snapdragon 430 octa-core performance, but I must say I am happy with what I have. Fast and responsive switching of apps and navigating. Even the split screen function is functioning well. Let me show you. And now you see I have my Messenger and WhatsApp. And perhaps let me show you something regarding the sound. Okay. Now the sound is an interesting component by itself, because of the design of the phone. Oh no. The Nokia 6 comes with the Dolby surround system, which I would usually turn it off when I use the earphones, but when you want to use the phone itself, you can actually turn it on for better bass. You can hear that the treble is more obvious now. Yeah, it could be an easy way for Nokia to throw the Dolby surround sound so that we can actually have we could adjust to our listening needs, but that is all for now. I like the idea of the dual speakers, there is a speaker at the bottom and then also at the top here. But the bottom one is so much louder than the top. The balance of the listening experience is really not very good. But this doesn't really bother me because we could just use the earphones or the headphones. But at this point of time, there is no optimization settings for the earphones, and the stock keyboard actually looks very ugly. But the good thing is, we could customize the Google keyboard, which they call Gboard, and I'm actually quite happy with it. Well, another feature to optimize is the volume control of Google Chromecast from the phone's volume rocker system. For this particular device, you don't have that Google Chromecast volume slider. What you can only do is to mute the entire sound from the notification the notification itself. And the lack of an easier method to transfer files from phone to SD card, just like the Sony Xperia, is really a downside. You have to select the individual photos and then you send to your SD card. The Google Assistant is actually very fun. Let's try this. Sing me a lullaby.
I can help with that. Lullaby and good night. In my search, stars are bright. May this knowledge of the moon help you drift to sleep soon.
Yep. And the Android Nugget is actually a very impressive OS, and overall I'm loving the experience. Right now we got to show Nokia support, and we hope that they will optimize the phone to give us the best experience soon. Be sure to check out the Nokia Health apps and Nokia Health related products. Alright, thank you.